I guess we just need a few moments of silence, and you let me know when to...
A moment of silence?
Yep.
Let me get...
Thing pulled up. Ooh, we got to get this girl a shot. We need some more shot glasses. I'll go get them.
All right.
Oh, I should have grabbed them.
I'm going to try the video recording, so we'll see how that goes,
What is
too.
that?
Oh, goodness.
That is moonshine.
Oh, okay.
Peach and cinnamon.
That looks intense.
My favorite part is eating the peaches when I'm done with the liquor.
I see that.
Sounds like a good time.
Last time I put it in a pie.
I had cherries that were soaked in moonshine.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll make a batch of bounce this year for New Year's.
What is bounce?
You start it at Thanksgiving, so you can have it by New Year's, and it's basically 100 proof vodka and rock candy and fruit.
Oh,
Fancy.
I'm going to be making eggnog in a few months.
Yeah, but then you sip it in a cordial glass.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even check to see if
But
it was
it needs
I know it's
3 months to
clean, but
ferment.
it's been
The
sitting in the
alcohol
cupboard.
really
Don't tell me what size glass I'm going to drink it out of. Pass me that jar.
Right?
Oh, no, you're fine,
That's
babe.
fine. I've seen you on Everclear.
That's how I roll.
That's all right. No worries. We were all just chit-chatting
I'm fine
and
on liver.
figuring shit out anyway. What do you want in that? What do you...
I got rum over here. There's moonshine over there.
There's
Lemon vodka.
There's
vodka.
lemon vodka.
I'll take rum.
Okay.
That sounds safe.
Sounds safe.
That sounds boring.
Ooh.
I am a rum fan.
So then
Ooh.
taste the flavors, man. If it's aged, you gotta
Right, I was just...
swish it around your mouth.
Swish it. Gargle it.
Yep.
Really
Now I
explore.
want-
Don't spit it out, though.
Yeah, now I want to see you gargle rum. Like, just now,
That sounds
now I want.
horrifying.
Die.
Exactly.
Trying to
Right?
gargle it.
It gets in your lungs.
Give it
and
a
you
Oh, you're
die.
getting all the way
So then you splice that sound with her "I'm coming."
Oh, my God, he's coming.
I love this show.
This stuff writes itself.
Oh, there we go.
I'm glad that I'm good snippet material. If anything else, I'm good for snippet material.
There you go.
All right.
It's like the Yukok Plateau.
Yes. I mean, you had to know shit was going to go off the rails with Yukok.
I totally did not think about that right now at all. I don't know why.
I was saying,
poor
you
planning.
know us.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. We got this.
Sure, Rob
We're
was
gonna
all
get
like,
started.
yeah, do that one.
Yeah.
All right, in 3, 2.
Welcome back to Shot of History. I'm Stephanie.
I am the color man, Big Dev. T.
I'm Melissa.
I'm Jeannie.
I'm Sober Cal.
Josh.
Yay!
And I'm Ashley.
And we are all back together today. The last time we were all together was for our 3-year anniversary.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun.
So many weeks ago.
so many weeks ago. We had plenty of drinks. I thought we maintained pretty well. I thought we did pretty
I
damn
wanted
good.
to be there so bad.
I was good
wasn't
till the
able to
end.
be there.
Oh, we were all good till the end. And poor Melissa, we went out after, and she just was not feeling good. But
It was not good.
she's not one of those people who will drink that much. So
No,
when
I'm
she
lightweight.
does, she's like, ugh. Like her body hates
Also, I'm
her.
just like, I need water. And then, like, my stomach was like, nope.
You
Well, what am I going to do
needed
now?
water.
I went home, was like, I got over my hangover while I was like, I don't even feel drunk anymore. And Rob's like, you're probably hungover. I was like, damn it.
She got drunk and
I
hungover
don't
in the
like
same
this.
day.
Yeah, the same day. It was like 11 o'clock at night, and I'm like, I guess I'm hungover now.
But, it was all in good fun. It was awesome having you guys come down, and, I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We always have a good time at Old Shillelagh, and, and so now we're back with some more history knowledge, and today Melissa is going to be our historian, and so we're going to talk about...
Horseback librarians.
Yes, you heard that right, horseback librarians. But before that, everybody here who is drinking, raise a glass. Cheers.
Cheers.
How was that rum?
Oh,
That was
that's
actually
nice.
good. That was really smooth.
Nice.
Buffalo Trace. Delicious.
I agree.
I did not feel the need to cringe. So.
That is vodka.
Like
That
not
is
when,
definitely
that is a
good
step.
vodka.
it's like when I give you a shot, you're always like, at the end of
We got
it. But
moonshine
that's,
over there.
That'll happen.
That's good,
That's
Rob.
fine.
I know. That's why I bought it.
She's like, I know.
Because
I picked delicious things.
All right, Melissa, take it away.
All right.
You're the
So
boss.
the horseback librarians were part of the Pack Horse Library Initiative, which was part of the New Deal in 1934. It was after the Great Depression. The WPA, which was the Works Progress Administration, started the Pack Horse Initiative in Leslie County, Kentucky. So it was all up in like eastern Kentucky. So a very already poor area with very mountainous areas that are not very reachable
Right.
by any most modes of transportation at the time, and an already poor county or area that was just made worse by the Great Depression.
Well, now in Kentucky, I believe they travel by meth. So I think they've kind of figured out.
You don't even have to leave home for that. That's great.
Right? Meth
Yeah.
and Mountain Dew. Those are their go-to.
Meth-
There you go.
Meth, Mountain Dew, and bourbon.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go.
Can't forget the bourbon.
One of those I enjoy.
I feel like even now, I think some of those might not even be accessible still. Potentially, like I really, there's a chance.
Yeah.
So yeah, the area it was like the percentage of illiterate people, which was like 31% of people in that area couldn't read.
That seems
And-
like a really low number for that area.
Yeah, I'm like, I would have thought that was
surprising.
higher.
And the number of circulated books per capita, which was 1 compared to like 5 to 10, which was the American average at the time. So many people that could read.
I was like, for someone who loves reading, that hurts me. It just hurts
Right.
me.
There was about 10,000 square miles to cover. The area was remote, not a lot of roads, mountainous, obviously. But they wanted books. Like, they actually wanted to read. They wanted to learn. Even, like, the people that, were illiterate, their kids could read. They were like, you can read this book to me. So, which is cool. I mean, the fact that, like, I feel like a lot of people that live in areas like that, there's a stigma of, like, you can't read and you don't want to learn very much.
Look here, Mr. Book Learning Man.
We
You
don't
think
like
you're better than your
that.
paw? You think you're better than your paw? I can just see kids like,
I want to teach these women how to read.
wizard, Harry. What happens next, honey?
Oh, Hagrid, he's my favorite.
So funny. These kids are always getting in trouble. I swear to God.
But I mean, I guess the good part was they saw it as a means of escape because it was already a challenge to survive during the Great Depression. So, and they were looking forward to like the potential for the coal mining industry coming up that way because it wasn't up there yet. And with the Great Depression happening, they were kind of freaking out that, okay, maybe this wasn't going to happen and we're still going to be poor.
We still gonna be broke as shit.
Right. Yeah, I would
You
want to
will be
escape
alive.
that too.
Yeah.
Be alive, but there were previous attempts to take books up there. Back in 1913, a Kentuckian named Mary Stafford solicited money to take books on horseback, but it only lasted a year. And then from the teens to the 1920s, a local college had a horse-drawn book wagon, but that program ended too. So nothing really stuck very long.
So
If it got too treacherous, I would do like I did. If I was delivering these books, it would be like my paper route when I was a kid. Did you deliver those papers? Yeah,
totally
to a
did.
dumpster. They don't need this book.
Can you imagine trying to throw books like a paperboy does, just like chucking at people?
I sent them to Germany. They ain't ever coming back.
Here's some Robinson Crusoe for your ass.
They're like, War and Peace,
Oh, goodness.
Get to
coming
the
at you
first
like a
stop.
bomb, yo.
That's enough for a concussion.
True story, right?
So these librarians, are they men or women?
They were women.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have lone women on horseback in Kentucky delivering books.
Yep. They needed
wagons.
they got the books everything locally. It was they needed areas for libraries to set up where they could keep the books. So churches, pretty much any facility that was willing to house them. And they had librarians that manned the outpost, and they would give the books to the carriers. Carriers loaded up their mules or horses, and they would take their route as seriously as like a mail carrier. Like, we're going in any weather. You know, they're like, people would be frozen to the stirrups, and they're like, I'm going. I'm taking books to people. I'm like, that's pretty cool.
They're very serious about.
Yeah, like an example is
people
a
being
librarian.
educated.
Yeah.
One librarian had her mule die while she was going on her route. It was 18 miles, and she walked. She was like,
Yeah,
I'm doing
no.
it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, right?
Meanwhile, in 2019, Peter's like, "You killed a donkey to deliver a goddamn book."
Peter tweeted about it.
Yeah, very upset.
They went out at least twice a month, and each route was about 100 120 miles a week that they covered.
Wow.
Yeah, so they went pretty far.
I mean, 120 miles now. You're like,
Isn't a big deal.
I'll do that in a couple hours.
Like horseback, though. Yeah.
This is like old school bookmobile. It would
Yeah.
That's, okay,
Yeah.
that's nuts.
And to go 120 miles back then, that was like 4 houses.
Do you know how many books they carried at a
Yeah.
time?
Right.
That's what I
Did it
was
say how many
just
books they
wondering.
carried at a time?
It didn't say how many books they carried.
Okay.
But
if they're filling up
They had, like,
horse
yeah,
or a
like
mule,
saddlebag or
they've got to be
something,
in a
Yeah,
saddlebag.
I'm
So
thinking
you're-
saddlebags.
Yeah.
Like maybe 50 books, maybe.
Okay. I mean, I got
Depending
saddlebags
on
on the
what-
side of my
yeah.
bike.
Maybe
Obviously,
how
a horse
light
is
they
much
are.
bigger.
Yeah.
It's a lot
But
to carry 18 miles.
Well, but it sounds like they staged books all over too.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'd be that'd be
kinda
a
circulated,
rough go.
yeah.
I just have this idea of like you go up to mom and pa's house and here's your book and you're like,
Yeah.
I would like to request another book.
Right.
Which book would you like?
Yeah.
Any?
yeah,
anyone?
yeah. Not
pretty
today.
much how it
Today,
was.
everybody's too lazy. We just put out little houses out in front of people's houses.
Yeah.
Here's a free book. Take it.
Yeah.
Replace it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love
those
those.
are free
I
libraries,
love
yeah.
that. I actually I took a book and I put one back
I was
in.
surprised at
Yeah.
how well the little free libraries did because when I first heard about it, I wasn't sure because people are terrible.
We don't want to
story.
read. We have the internet.
I was like, are they going to actually like take one and bring it back or put another one in?
Yeah.
Like, are they just going to be like,
that
mine
goes in
and
my
just
fire
take
pit.
all the
Yeah.
books? Yeah.
I see them as I'm
Let's
driving
burn 'em.
past. As I drive past and go, man, I should really stop at that one day. Man, that means I'm gonna have to walk to it. Not today, book. Not today.
Not today, Satan. You ain't getting me to walk.
That's why I have Audible.
I was like, you can download a book to your phone.
That's what
Exactly.
ebooks are for. I don't even care when the last time I bought an actual book because I do my phone. I just buy it on Amazon.
I still like the
I mean, I like
tactile
having books,
sensation
but
of
yeah.
holding a book.
The
I will
last
never
books
be
that I
an
bought-
e-reader type person.
So you're like
daughter
that. You're
now
like that
has
person
reading, so-
in the movie Waterworld. It's paper.
I know, yeah. I get real excited. I snip it.
There's nothing better than the smell of a book. I'm with you. But when I go on vacation, I'll take 6 or 7 books. I'm not taking 6 or 7 books. I'll take my Kindle.
Yeah.
And that makes
Right.
like I
Right.
totally understand
Yeah.
that. Like if you're traveling, because
Yeah.
I mean I have a Kindle.
Yeah.
So like I have only a few books on it, but that's for if I'm traveling. If
Yeah.
I'm at home, I've got way too many bookshelves filled with way too many books.
Yeah.
Well, and there's weight restrictions
got-
when you're traveling,
I've got-
so
Yeah,
you gotta
that's
pack
true.
7
I've
books.
got 9 bookcases at this point. I will tell you, I have only ever, and it was just this past year, I've only ever finished a book on an electronic device once.
Okay.
I have never finished a book reading it on an electronic device, except for the one
That
time.
one time.
Yeah.
You pick bad
You
books.
just
then.
don't.
Yeah.
No, I've got a lot.
it,
I got a
or
lot of.
you don't like
no,
the-
it's just like
It's not
like
the
Steph,
same, yeah.
The tactile
Yeah.
feeling of turning the page,
Yeah.
having a bookmark.
Yeah.
You know, whether I'll
don't
create a
fold
book.
the-
Right now, I have a bookmark.
No, you don't
From-
earmark books. No.
You know,
That
with,
is
with,
blasphemy.
this is a business card,
all
right?
day.
You know, if you can't do
No.
that, there's something wrong.
If you
right?
can't like just grab a strip of toilet paper and use it as a bookmark, because I've done
I've
that
done
a lot of
Anything-
times.
Anything
Yeah.
that looks like a bookmark, I used it.
Paper
Right.
clips,
Yeah.
photos.
Didn't matter.
Yeah.
Anything.
And your friends can't find out anything about you when they come to your house and they see your Kindle lying on a table or your iPad. But if you come to my house and you look at my bookcase, you can figure out a little bit about, how Calvin thinks, what interests him. And so
No,
it's
just
quite
follow me on
interesting.
Facebook. I share all my Audible stuff that I'm listening
Oh,
to.
Yeah, there you go.
There's
Facebook
that, I
has
guess.
made it
I mean,
easier.
but I do get the having the book because like listening to the audio book and then it's like, oh man, I really want to talk about this later.
Right.
But
If
I don't have
if
any place to mark
I
it
will tell you
down.
this:
Yeah.
if I do buy an audiobook, so I have the audiobook and the electronic book and the physical book of anything that's a favorite of mine, I will have
Yeah.
all 3.
Yeah.
I'll have all 3. But
Well, and it's always interesting too to read a physical book, and you've imagined things in your head, and then if you listen to like an audiobook,
Right.
things
feel
are
like we've
pronounced differently, or you know, there's
We're
emphasis
relating
on
it to
things.
current times.
Yeah, have we derailed this?
No,
I
hey, look at how easy
we're
feel
it
just
is.
like the
talking-
horseback women are like, what are these electronics you're speaking of?
We're talking about like
Look
you
how
know,
easy it is to get a
That's what I
book
like to
now,
read, though. I
and
like
nobody
I like to
fucking
make it up
reads.
in my head.
Right?
I got my own voices in my head. I got.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a movie in your head. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I prefer that so much more. It's like I can't
Yeah.
do audiobooks because
I was like, the
I need to be
only
able to read it.
books I tend to buy are books for work because I need to go back and read them.
And highlight
Yeah.
things and
Yeah.
All right, so back before there were Kindles,
Yeah.
we had horses
I like
delivering
how
books.
you said candles.
Yeah, that was my little accent. Since
Talking
we're
about
talking about
Kentucky.
Kentucky.
So, you know, she
Yeah.
was like,
Back before state-run media.
Yeah.
so they use their own horses or mules, or they lease them from neighbors. They would lease
Okay.
their mules or horses. And they got $28 a month, or it would
Wow.
be $495 now.
I mean,
So
that's
terrible.
not too. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's not
too
terrible.
bad.
it's not
Yeah.
great. It's not bad.
Well, they were.
For a woman, though.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
Back then.
Well,
No, I'm saying
woman
because of
back then.
back
for a
in the
woman
day.
at that
I
time.
understand.
At that
They weren't
time,
even
yeah.
being employed
Yeah.
for anything.
Yeah.
Right,
And let's look at
exactly.
it seriously.
Baby
Like
making.
librarians now, a lot of them are volunteers, so
Well-
at least they were getting paid to do it.
Yeah.
I know 2 librarians who are employed as librarians.
Are they
Worked in a
ancient?
library.
No, they're my age. Am I ancient?
In some circles.
oh,
You do like to
That is
remind
a
me that I'm
low
the baby of the
blow.
group. So.
You know
I'm
what's
going to
funny
excuse
too?
myself from the rest of this conversation.
You know what's
the
funny too
outside.
is like the fact that like it was all women and it was like a hard job.
Yeah. Yeah. This is not something that they would have been like, you know what? We think that you should travel alone into the mountains and just carry books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that they
I'm going
were
to defend myself with
versed
knowledge.
in or War and Peace.
Yeah.
I mean,
War and Peace.
I mean, that'll certainly hurt somebody.
Yeah. You hit that with like a coyote on a coyote.
a coyote. Yes.
No, that's when you feed them your donkey and run.
Not if it's leased. You can't afford that.
And PETA is now they're now doing another tweet about how terrible we are.
Terrible calorie.
Yeah.
People eating tasty animals.
Yes.
They they got books and magazines from outside donations.
Just like giving great sounds.
Yeah. That
Bites
sound
and more
right
bites.
before. Oh my God, he's coming. Blah, 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 blah. Oh my God,
I
he's
am now
coming.
leaving this conversation.
Hey, this is entertainment, okay? That's why we do this show.
I'm going to my drinking
Edutainment.
regimen.
We
edutainment.
learn,
You guys are going home.
but we have fun.
Anyway. I haven't even been drinking yet.
That's
had
what
a
makes this
shot.
so great.
I know.
It's just me. So the books traveled oh my God. I can't get my thoughts together. So they got books from magazines from outside donations, which were usually local, but then word got around through the state to affluent and accessible areas that, you know, they were requesting books. So they would get books from, like, there was somebody that was like they were born in Kentucky, they moved to California, and I guess they must
not
have been rich, I guess.
I'm not taking these
They
books with me.
donated like 500 books to
Wow.
to the library, so that was pretty cool. They would get like books, magazines, Sunday school material, textbooks, and they would do everything to make sure that they lasted, obviously, because
Right.
it's only got this one book.
Right.
They would repair them. They made bookmarks out of Christmas cards, old Christmas cards, to lessen dog earing, because that's irresponsible bookkeeping. Just saying.
She's
Your
so
dog
angry.
the shit out of a book.
Yeah, man.
Hey, if it's
I
my
heard
book,
dog.
I will do what I want to it. I
Right.
get really pissy about people breaking the spine, though, so
Look
I
at it. Oh,
understand.
here we go. Ah, right there.
If that's your book, you can do that.
I feel that way about hardback.
Yeah.
I don't feel that way about paperback.
Paperback or disposable.
Paperback
Yeah.
is fine. You know what?
You will also find notations and highlighter marks in
Yeah.
almost all of my books.
Because they're my books. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And again, I
You
only
would
buy
never know
books
it's
for
your
work. I need to remember this trauma quote here.
So when the materials became worn, they were made into other books. So they would like bind them with different stories. They would make
Oh, so
like
they
collections?
like a collection.
So
yeah.
like they become Reader's Digest collectible books.
Oh, I was
that
gonna
Yeah,
say,
grandmother
you're a
got.
wizard, Harry.
Books.
And then the time machine. Like, what? They're just cobbling together pages from different
All
books.
about that
I like
crazy
it.
magic book.
I was on page 18, now I'm on 64. I don't understand what's happening
First,
here.
choose your own adventure book.
Yeah, I know. Right? Yeah.
This book is written by J.K. Verne.
So
Yeah.
they would do that with stories, recipes. They would put recipes together in binders, quilt patterns. They would kind of spread the love of, hey, I know this quilt pattern. It's pretty cool. You guys can check it out. By 1936, they were serving 50,000 families. And by 1937, 155 public schools.
Wow.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah, they were really,
They were getting crazy.
I may have missed this. Did this where did this operate again?
Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Eastern Kentucky.
Just in Kentucky.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. It was part of the WPA.
It was
Okay,
a
cool.
like
Interesting.
10,000 acre, like 10,000 square area.
Okay.
Yeah, square miles.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
a lot of people.
Well, I mean, what else was there to do back in the 1930s?
Make
I
kids to
can-
run your farm.
I was gonna say I can answer that, but it might get graphic.
Exactly.
I
Make
don't think
kids,
anybody has a
make
problem with that.
Exactly. Many mountain schools didn't have libraries, or they had limited access to public libraries, so this was really their only source of reading material. Apparently, they loved Mark Twain and Robinson Crusoe. Illustrated books were the most popular because
Because I
were
don't read.
easier.
Yeah.
Right. Pictures were a lot easier to get through.
I don't have to do any thinking. I can just look.
They said that like the kids would be like, just bring me a book to read, and they'd be like, which one? They're like, not just any book.
Yeah.
I just want a book to read.
I would
So-
like it on 1630 Russian oligarchy. Can you make that happen?
I'd like to know how we can overthrow the
Do you have the anarchist handbook?
Oops.
Do you
I
have
just made
pipe
my-
bombs by number?
I may have accidentally made mustard gas. So a lot of their, I assume that this means that the people in the area maybe would share their books, because this is a quote from a supervisor that was in the program, and she said some of the folks wanted books to live back in the mountains, and they used creek beds for travel, so they would carry books by like going through creek beds to get through, I guess, because maybe that was easier
Oh,
than
probably the
going
only
through
passage through
Yeah.
that area.
mountainous areas, I
when
guess.
you don't really have roads,
Right.
you go
Right.
where water is. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Roads are impassable, but, obviously. Oh yeah, and when because obviously in areas like that, when you're isolated, you're very suspicious of strangers coming up to your house, even if they have a horse and books.
Because they're there to murder you.
I'm suspicious of people now.
Right.
And I have people within 500 feet of me.
Yeah. Someone knocks on your door and you're like, mm-mm.
What the fuck you
I was
want?
not expecting company. Who the hell is this?
Right.
Yeah. I'm selling Girl Scout cookies. You're 37 and male. Get the
Yes.
fuck off my lawn.
So the carriers would read Bible passages to them to gain their trust, because
No, that
how
makes
it was.
sense.
If you know Jesus, then you must be a good person, right?
Right.
Is that how that works?
So many people that think that way. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was dripping with
Next time
sarcasm.
we will talk about cults.
Do you have a moment to hear the words of my Lord and Savior?
Nah, but you got the Da Vinci Code.
I'm here to talk about Jehovah. Jehovah's not here, man.
So the program ended in 1943 after Franklin Roosevelt ordered the end of the WPA, the administration. But the new workforce bringing back to work, so I guess they weren't too concerned about them getting access to reading material.
No, I mean, they're going to be sent off to die pretty soon.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
World War II is going to
Right,
start really
yeah.
soon.
Right.
They don't want you to be smart enough to know what's going on.
And then by 1946, they had motorized bookmobiles.
Well, and they needed all the women in World War II to,
Make planes.
make ammo and planes,
yeah.
and yeah.
They used bookmobiles back like around 1946, and then according to the Institute of Museum and Library Services, Kentucky's public libraries had 75 bookmobiles in 202014.
Wow.
So they
That's
still
really
exist.
cool.
They still have bookmobiles.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
All of, but did they have the Mr. Happy? The little Mr. Happy. Remember Mr. Happy and Mr. Triangle? Those little tiny.
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
They
the
have that
people
series?
books.
Yeah, the people
Yeah.
books. Those are great. They weren't people at all. They were just shapes
shaped
and colors.
colored
shapes
shapes,
and
yeah.
colors.
Well, for those of us younger in the room, they actually made a cartoon for those too.
No!
Yeah.
I feel like my childhood was robbed now. Although I did have He-Man and She-Ra and the
Yeah.
Snorks and Snurks. And
I
basically
missed the
80s
Fraggle
were
Rock.
amazing. Yeah, they were amazing. 80s were
I have
amazing.
Fraggle Rock on DVD.
We,
Yeah,
we
see,
watched
on
Fraggle Rock
DVD.
the other day. My daughter and I did. I was
I had
super
that shit on
excited.
Laserdisc.
I don't know if that's braggable. I'm
Really
gonna say.
big DVD.
So
right.
side track. SourcePoint made vinyl records of Dead Duck, Zombie Chick radio play thing.
Really?
And we were selling them at C2E2. And somebody came up and was like, "Is this a laser disc?" I kind of look at him
Get out of
like,
that, kid. You bother me.
like, you are too young to know what a laser disc is. And why is that the first
My
thing
parents
you think
still have
of?
one. My parents still have one. They have The Sound of Music and Gone with the Wind on Laserdisc.
Oh
Just
my
go what you think
God.
of.
I know how
man.
to use a Betamax. I don't have one, but I know how to use it.
Anyway,
I've never seen a Betamax.
They're too expensive for me to have one, but they're awesome.
top loading VCR. There we go.
Yeah.
All right.
So that
So-
was the Pack Horse Horseback Librarian.
That's awesome.
Woohoo!
Awesome.
Bringing knowledge to the people.
I know.
I feel like that would be the most
bringing the books to y'all.
anticlimactic, like, stagecoach robbery. Like, take them down! Books! Ah!
Give me all your stuff.
We'll
Like,
pay
just
you
have
in
books.
one
Finally,
name.
Jesse can get his GED.
All right, Jed, read to us Little House on the Prairie. Might as well get something out of this robbery. God damn it.
But we live this life. We don't want to read about it.
All right, so I guess it's time to pop out the plugs. Why don't you start us off?
All
here,
right.
Deb?
SourcePoint Press, Deepwater Games, and as always, fuck Steve. That's all I got.
That was,
All
that was
right.
really quick.
Yeah, no, that definitely
It was like the Reader's
It's like
Digest
you
version.
only have 3 people here who have anything to plug.
Well, if we ever post the video of
Yeah.
this, everybo's Instagram or Untapped handle is up on the
Ah,
screen.
nice.
So
There you go.
Nice.
I got real fancy before we started.
Almost like he knows what he's doing.
I know.
I always forget to check in my beers on Untapped.
No, it
I
bothers
haven't
me.
opened it since I
Super
started.
bothers me.
I'm sorry.
Well, I will plug. I have several upcoming conventions. So, PenguinCon's the first weekend of May. So I'll be there, and I'm doing a panel on independent creation and how to get started. And then the weekend after, me and Melissa are going to the Toronto Comic and Arts Festival to meet Junji Ito. So it's not me. I'm not going to have a table,
Right.
but I'm going to go meet one of my
We're
big
just having a girls'
inspirations
weekend.
That sounds awesome.
in writing. And then the weekend after that, of course, is Motor City. I will be there with Podcast Detroit, but I will have all my wares at the Podcast Detroit booth. And then the weekend after that is Cherry Capital Comic Con up in beautiful Traverse City. It is my favorite convention of the year. It's like a vacation convention. It's so awesome. So if you can make it up there, it's incredible. It's
I would like to
the
go to that
best.
Is that
sometime.
the last weekend of May?
Yep.
It's like Memorial
Yeah,
Day
Memorial
weekend.
Day weekend every
Yeah.
year they do it. So yeah, check out those cons. Motor City's going to be off the chain this year.
It's
I'm
gonna
gonna
be
be in Flint.
crazy.
And check out StephanieMenard.com for most of your Stephanie Menard needs, including my convention schedule.
Yay.
That's it.
Yay. Anybody else? I don't really.
You're like, I
Yeah,
would like
just
to
keep
plug
going
that I
around.
am an amazing person. Next, please.
Yay.
Oh, you can follow me on Untapped. It's TJLHIGH. Come tell me about your beers.
All right. Calvin, 7.2 Tours. You can check us out, 72tours.com. If you're in the Detroit area, come see me. We'll give you a free walking tour of downtown Detroit on Saturdays and free walking tour of the riverfront during the spring and summer because I'm not going down there during the winter.
Because you're smart.
As well, from 1 to 2, which is a lot of fun. And you can check out my my other podcast, Leading Questions with Calvin Moore. And the next time I'm on, I'm going to announce the creation of a brand new podcast, which should be
Ooh, this
lot of
is a
fun as well. Yeah,
tease.
teaser. So you
Yes.
gotta listen to the next episode.
So when we stop recording, you're gonna tell us about it?
Yeah. Okay. No, you'll have to wait as well.
You got anything to plug, Josh?
I don't do shit on social media. Any of them.
All right. Oh, and I did forget one thing. I would like to congratulate Casey Pierce at the Rotten Tail world premiere 2 days ago. The trailer for her movie based on Nora dropped. So
Really?
Oh, wow.
look forward to seeing that movie. So that's coming hot and down the pipe. And yeah, I knew what I said. Hot down the pipe.
Where are the bells?
There's no bells on the table.
Aw.
They're over there by Archer.
And as always, Podcast Detroit, because Dave's not here. So,
I
but
can
yeah,
be Dave next time.
yeah, there we
Yeah.
go. All right, so Steph, take us out.
All right, until next time, I'm Stephanie.
I am the Color Man, Big Dev.
I'm Melissa.
I'm Jeannie.
I'm Sober Cal.
Josh.
And Ashley.
Sober Cal is so